Hello, this is Adobe Voice. Marshall is using Adobe Voice right now. All the cool people are using Adobe Voice, especially Eric Jorgensen. He's the coolest guy I know. Today our assignment was to use a tech tool to tell everyone about some things that we love. I could have gone on and on and on about my wife, kids, pizza, spaghetti westerns, your mom, tennis, and the color green, but that's boring. So I'm going to tell you about something that I love more than all of those things combined. What is that, you ask? Adobe Voice, of course. Featured by Cosmopolitan Magazine as one of the sexiest apps of 2015, Adobe Voice is still going strong in 2016. Not since Chris Rouleau popularized the highly acclaimed Screencast-O-Matic a half-decade ago has a tech tool so captured the imagination of District 279 TOSAs and administrators. Adobe Voice is a powerful tool that can effectively kill 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, really any amount of minutes in any meeting. Are you worried because you're scheduled to present for an hour-long staff meeting, but can only stretch your material to 50 minutes? There's an app for that, and it's called Adobe Voice. Do you want to make sure everyone in every room everywhere in the district and on this planet hear the exact same sterilized message? Adobe Voice is here for you. No longer do we have to interject our personalities into our presentations. No longer do you have to worry about some lame instructional coach half-assing your message. Those days are over. Why don't you give Adobe Voice a try? Adobe Voice is a free app available for Apple devices such as an iPad or iPhone. Oh, did you want it on Android? Suck it, loser! Adobe Voice is not available for you. On the bright side, Android is powered by Google, so there's probably something way better out there. Do you have a teacher that doesn't know what their PGP is? In seconds, you could create an Adobe Voice to remind them. It could go something like this. Hey Bart, I understand that you don't remember what your professional growth plan is. Let me remind you how to access your PGP. I've shared a folder with you. Open Google Drive and click on Shared with Me.
I'm not finding it.
Oh, I see that you are logged in as Fancy Dancer 86. You need to log into your Osseo Apps account. How about that?
Looking good.
Feeling good. Adobe Voice gives you 37 different options for background music, and although you might be tempted to get creative and change your music away from the default, this is not recommended. The default music provides your audience with a familiar comfort, similar to swimming in mashed bananas. Speaking of bananas, do you know what the scientific term is for the bottom of a banana? No? It's called a bananus. It's true. You can look it up on the internet. Although you could easily link your Adobe Voice in an email or on Schoology, the most recommended approach would be to gather everyone to watch it together. This helps build community and fosters relationships through a shared experience. It also gives bored teachers something to do. Do you need a tech tool to help differentiate your classroom? Adobe Voice is the obvious choice. If it works in our staff meetings, why wouldn't it work in our classrooms? This is normally where you'd want to wrap it up, but one of the best things about Adobe Voice is that they can last as long as you want. Shakespeare said, "Brevity is the soul of wit." But he wrote 154 sonnets and 37 plays, so I really don't think that he meant it. In closing, Adobe Voice is a great way to go visual and impress people with your mastery of technology. It's also super engaging. Maybe someday, movie theaters will replace big budget productions with Adobe Voices. Imagine that! Large groups of people flooding in, getting popcorn and junior mints, all to see your Adobe Voice. It could happen, but only if we make it happen. Let's make it happen.